you are feeling a little overwhelmed, maybe, or maybe a better adjective for that is you're feeling out of place. There is some tension, maybe some turmoil, maybe it even feels like drama to you, but you're struggling. That's how it's resonating in your mind, that you're struggling and you're having a hard time with where you are. You know that you want to stay the course, but why is it this difficult? Why is it this painful? Why are you struggling? I want you to keep listening as I give you a analogy on the proper placement of the struggle, and what it actually is something really sweet that confirms that you are in the right spot. Welcome back. Keep listening. So here's a perspective shift for you. You're not actually struggling, you're learning. It feels like a struggle because the world around you tells you that you're supposed to have some measure of perfection, right? Even if it's not perfect, the people that you see that are doing things that are similar to you are usually doing it by what you can see better, right? I had a conversation with a corporate client and we were discussing diversity and inclusion and some challenges that some people have with ADD, ADHD. They may even be the parents of special needs children, just all types of things. They could be caring for an elderly or dying parent. And these are the behind the scenes of the faces that you see in your Zoom meetings or that you see on social media, or just representation of where you are currently trying to go, or maybe where you currently are. And to you, it looks like, man, these people just have what it takes. They just are able to do these things and they read these books. I've always struggled with reading. Reading's always been a challenge for me, but they're able to read and do and this and so. But you don't realize that in order for them to be able to say read, as the example is going, that they have spent years perfecting a way that they could absorb information better when they read. See, you don't know that it is actually a struggle that they've overcome since elementary school. And although you're listening into the conversation about all the books that they've read, you don't realize that they're able to read those books by some modern technology where you can get the summary and the gist of a book, or they're using Audible to read the book to them, or they're using a group community concept where people who have read the book are able to give some sort of synopsis in discussion on that. So you're simply thinking they are able to read way more books than me, not realizing that you actually have a leg up on them because you didn't have to struggle and create a system of your own to be able to achieve that. And so the first thing I want to talk to you about when it comes to what we look at as struggle is, one, it's not actually struggling, it's learning. And you may be in a learning curve, at least it seems like. The second is that what you're up against and who you're comparing yourself to is really what has you feeling bad and inadequate. But that couldn't be further from the truth. And the third and final thing, which is probably the most important, is that you need to focus on your race, on your lane. I once heard a story from a very powerful woman that I happen to know. And she was talking about how she was up for a promotion and she knew who else was going for that promotion at the time. And her habit was to look at that individual, see what they were working with, and then create her journey or her road to the promotion based off of that. But she decided, just on a humbug, just on a whim, you know what? I'm going to run my own race. I'm going to look at what I'm good at. I'm going to focus on that and push that, stay in that lane. The things that I'm not good at, I'm either going to outsource it, or if I have the capacity and capability, I'm going to figure out how I can better myself in that area. And I'm just going to put my blinders on. Turns out, as you would imagine, she got the promotion. And she got it because she was doing what was needed to develop her best self. See, when we use competition, it is the thief of joy because it puts you in a lane and it gives you a measuring stick that was never, ever meant for you. It gives you a measuring stick that tells you this person is the benchmark. But if that person was the benchmark in this particular scenario, they would have already gotten the job. They wouldn't be in the running, so to speak. So focusing on you, what are your strengths? How can you play those up, magnify those, highlight those? What are some of your weaknesses that you have the capability to work on? What are some of your weaknesses that you have the capability to outsource? Those are your focuses. So as you move forward, I want you to take a moment and consider this offering of looking at struggle just like it's another class or another course. It's not actually struggle. If you walked into a room where you signed up for a class, you would likely be open to learning something new and knowing that you didn't know everything. Otherwise, you wouldn't be taking the class. And you would have a much more open heart, more receptive, and you would be able to learn more faster with that attitude. So I want you to consider this offering. The next time you feel like you're struggling, remind yourself, wait a minute, this is what I signed up for. And if I signed up for it, I already have everything I need to excel at it. I love you more than you can imagine. Enjoy your day.